Okay, in problem number 1 today, we have the question, what is 20% of 75? So remember last week we learned that if we want to find the percent of a number, we can find it by setting up a proportion. And the things that we're comparing are part to whole. So we are going to compare, we're going to write that down. If you don't have this written on your paper, write it down. You're comparing part to whole. And then we're going to set two ratios up, and these two will equal each other. This one's going to be our percent, and this one is going to be what we're just going to call our number. Okay, so remember that when we set up a ratio for a percent, the bottom, the denominator, is always going to be 100. So the whole amount of any percent is equal to 100. And in this problem, the whole amount of our number is 75. Okay? They want to know what part of 75, what 20% is. So that is our part. That is the part of our percent. And what is the part of our number? That's what we're looking for. So to solve this, we're going to cross multiply. And then we have 100x is equal to 20 times 75 is 1500. Now we're going to solve for x. So we're solving an equation. So we ask ourselves, so our goal is to isolate the variable. We want x all by itself on one side of the equal sign. We're going to ask, is there any addition or subtraction we can reverse? And there's not here. Is there any multiplication or division we can reverse? And there is, because we're multiplying 100 times x. So the reverse of multiplying 100 times x is to divide 100x by 100. And what I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So I'm going to divide both sides by 100. And then x equals 1500 divided by 100 is equal to 15. So in this proportion, we see that x is equal to 15. So what is 20% of 75? It is 15. Okay, in problem number 2, it says, you roll a die, then flip a coin. What is the probability of getting a 5, then getting a heads? So when you flip a coin, there's two possible outcomes. You can either flip heads or you can flip tails. The possibility of getting heads, which is what they're asking here, is 1. Like there's 1 heads on every coin. So we're going to write the probability of that out. So the probability, remember that's capital P, of heads equals 1 out of 2. Now the probability of rolling a 5, when you roll a die, remember there's 6 sides on a die. You have the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So there's 6 possible outcomes, and the probability of getting a 5 is 1 out of those 6. So when you want to find the probability of one thing happening and then the other thing happening, what you do is you multiply the probability of the first thing times the probability of the second thing. So that just means that you're going to multiply 1/2 times 1/6. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 6 is 12. So we would say the probability of getting heads and 5 equals 1 out of 12. Now, if you would have had a fraction here that you could reduce, you would want to reduce it. So let's say the probability was 2 out of 12, then we would reduce that to 1/6. Okay, I divided by a giant 1, 2 over 2, and I got 1/6. But here we're fine because we can't reduce 1/12. Okay, in problem 3, you have the question, a 12.5 gallon tank is 1/5 full. How many gallons are in the tank now? how many gallons will it take to fill the tank? So remember that when we do these tank problems, I said that it's always a good idea to draw the tank out. So if you draw the tank, and then it is 1/5 full, so I'm going to do my best to draw it 1/5 full. So I'm going to divide this into fifths. There's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so when this is full, 5/5 equals 12.5, or 12 and a half. 0.5 is equal to a half. So I'm going to just change it to 12 and a half. Okay, when, well, I'm going to change, let me change colors. Right now, it's only 1/5 full. Okay, so I'm going to say that's equal to 1/5. And this, all of this, is equal to 4/5. Okay, so let me write that there, 4/5. Whoops. All right, now, the first question says, how many gallons are in the tank now? So we need to know what 1/5 of 12 and a half is. So remember that we learned that when we want to know what one fraction of another number is, we multiply. So I'm going to multiply 1/5 times 12 and 1/2. Okay, so now I'm going to change my mixed fraction to an improper fraction. I'm going to do it over here on the side. 12 times 2 plus 1 over 2. So 12 times 2 is 24, plus 1 is 25 over 2. So I'm going to multiply 1/5 by 25 over 2. Now I can reduce by cross division because I see that 5 can be divided evenly by 5, and 25 can also be divided evenly by 5. So 5 goes into 25 5 times, and it goes into 5 1 time. Now I'm just going to multiply across. So 1 times 5 is 5, and 1 times 2 is 2. Now I have an improper fraction, so I need to simplify that. So I'm going to divide 5 by 2. So 2 goes into 5 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. I subtract, and I get a remainder of 1. Now, they're asking me how many gallons it's going to take to fill this tank. And when they're talking about gallons, they're using decimals. So in my final answer, I want to give a decimal, not a fraction. So I need to keep dividing here. I cannot divide 2 into 1, so I'm going to put a decimal and a 0. 2 goes into 10 2 times. 2 times 2 is, or excuse me, this is 5. So 2 goes into 10 5 times. 5 times 2 is 10. When I subtract, I get 0. So this is equal to 2.5. So now what I know is that 1/5 is equal to 2.5. So that answers question A. How many gallons are in the tank now? 2.5, 2.5. But they also are asking how many gallons will it take to fill the tank. So I need to know how many gallons this 4/5 is equal to. So if a full tank is 12.5 gallons, and it already and it's filled with 2.5, that means I should be able to subtract. Let me do the work over here. 12.5. That's full. Okay, 12 and a half is full. But I already filled it with 2.5 gallons, so I'm going to subtract. So 5 take away 5 is 0. 2 take away 2 is 0. going to bring my decimal down, and 1 take away nothing is 1. So this 4/5 is equal to 10 gallons. Okay, that's one way I could have solved it. I could have found out how many gallons were in the tank and then subtracted that by the total amount of gallons that the tank can hold. The other way I could have done it was I could have just found how many gallons this was to begin with. So instead of multiplying 1/5 times 12.5, I could have multiplied 4/5 by 12.5. I could have asked myself, what is 4/5 of 12.5? So let me do that. So I'm going to multiply 4/5 times 12.5. And then I already did the math. I know that 12.5 is equal to 25.5. Now I can reduce by cross division both ways. So 5 goes into 5 once, 5 goes into 25 5 times, 2 goes into 2 one time, and it goes into 4 twice. So then I have 2 times 5 is 10.
Natalie had a 10. To the front loop with things to go, Natalie had a 10. Things to go to the front loop.
2 times 5 is 10. 1 times 1 is 1, and this is equal to 10. So if I had done it this way, I would have seen that 4/5 is equivalent to 10 gallons. And if the tank holds 12.5 gallons altogether, I want to know, and I know that it's going to take 10 gallons to fill it, how many gallons are already in it. So I would have said 12.5 minus 10.0, line my decimals up, and I would have subtracted. So 5 take away 0 is 5, 2 take away 0 is 2, 1 take away 1 is 0. So my answer here would have been 2.5, and that's exactly what we had before. So you could, it's great if you can think about this problem in both of those ways.